Hi guys, Tom Frampton here from Mastering the Mix, and welcome to another mix walkthrough video where I show you what steps I take to get a song sounding its best. Hopefully, you'll learn something new to get your productions sounding better than ever. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to get more videos like this. And don't forget to grab the free trials of our plugins from the link in the description.
Okay, today I'll be working on this track called Child, which is by Brothers Evolution. We're going to begin by listening to the track and checking out the levels using our plugin levels. Going to isolate the sides here. No low end there, which is good, and just the mids, and listening in mono. Fairly mono drop, and those low ends are, the low end is pretty mono there. Let's isolate these mids. Pretty wide there. We've got reference open here, comparing the track as it is to the original mix. And let's set our frame of reference by listening to some really well mixed tracks. So straight away, listen to Dead Mouse here. We can hear the low end is really weak in this mix. It sounds great, but the low end is not quite on point. And the level lines here are representative of this. We can see that first band on the far left is way below the central 0 decibel line. And the same goes for this reference track as well. We're also missing some of that low mid punch around 100 to 200 hertz. Let's begin by setting our levels here. The loudness, we're going to aim to keep it below -9 short-term loss. And that's during the loudest part of the song. So the short term is the loudness over a 3-second period. So I'm going to leave a little bit, I'm going to shoot for -10 at this point, just so we can add a bit of low end with an EQ later on. And that will require a bit more headroom. Adding a bit more loudness here with some soft clipping and compression. As we can see so far, all of the loudness changes have been introduced very transparently. So this mix has a fundamental issue that the low end is lacking. So we're going to start with bass drum at the beginning of the chain here. So I'm going to use my Dead Mouse reference to set the targets here in bass drum. I'll drop the file in. I'll loop the drop. And I'll create the targets. Now we can see the targets on the wall of bass drum are showing me where I should be setting these EQ points. So these are just suggestions, we don't have to match them exactly. But immediately we can hear how much fuller it's sounding. It's definitely sounding a lot more similar now to our reference track. That's a really nice quick win there. Made a lot of progress with just one plugin. See, now this Be Somebody reference track doesn't have quite the same low end as Deadmau5's track does, so we're just going to try and find a happy medium between the two. Just bypassing this band here. It's doing quite a lot. Notice I'm constantly level matching. That's sounding rich and super full now. Let's see if we can get the kick punching through a bit more prominently now in the mix. I've isolated the frequencies here. Now that's very subtly bringing out the kick in the master, only in the mid channel. This Be Somebody reference track is sounding really wide. I wonder if I can emulate some of that in this master. That's lifted the high end out slightly, just pushing those frequencies a touch wider. Those side frequencies, just dynamically taking them out of the mix when they're a bit strong. There's something honking in that main synth there, so I'm just going to, again, dynamically take it out of the mix there, only when it becomes very strong. Here we're cutting the EQ and dynamically lifting it back to where it was originally. This decongests the mix and keeps those frequencies nice and punchy. And notice how I'm constantly bypassing the EQ and different plugins just to make sure that every single step is adding a positive effect to the sound. See, we're just 10 minutes in, and this master is sounding way better than the original mix now. trying to get that same glistening sound as the reference tracks. Right up there in the top frequencies. That area, 2K to 7K, in both reference tracks, the master is a bit stronger in those frequencies in comparison to the reference tracks. So we want to try and just bring that down a touch. When you're boosting the super high frequencies, think about whether it should be mid or side, because often one or the other can make the mix sound harsh. You need to do what's right for the material itself. Hovering your mouse over the frequency spectrum like this allows you to see which frequencies are very prominent. And you can then, if there is a resonance, you can cut it out like this dynamically. Even when level matched, there's a really significant difference now between the master and the original mix. Sometimes you can just play around with the EQ like this to see if any changes inspire you with an improved sound. Slightly decongest the mix there. It's already been a dramatic improvement, but I'm still going to see if I can make those kind of mid to high frequencies feel a bit purer. Just gonna take out some of these slightly harsh. Doesn't really make much of a difference. It's subtle. So let's make some final tweaks again here with bass drum. Similar to before, but this time I'll just use one of the presets. That's giving me the targets on the walls here. Gonna change the cue there. We've already done quite a lot of pushing the bass, so I might not go quite as much as bass drum is suggesting it on this circumstance. That's sounding really rich and really warm. Let's move on from the drop and now check out the rest of the verse and the build-up. Slightly warmer, which is great. The instrumentation is quite different there, so it's difficult to compare. Also, a female singer versus a male singer, challenging to compare, but the tonal balance is fairly comparable. The big test is always to make sure that the master sounds better than the original mix. I'm happy with the transition of how it goes from the build-up into the drop, and the drop is sounding great and warm and punchy. Let's make some final tweaks here to the limiter. The true peak is on point there. Gonna increase it a little bit to get it slightly closer to 0. We're hitting around -9 now, which is what the initial target was. Go a little bit louder there. There we go, it's good. Dynamic range, super punchy there, we can see. Just bring it down a little bit more headroom. So let's look at the loudness range now. So this is going to determine the statistical difference of loudness between the verse and the drop. Everything's in the green, so we're good. If we fire things up here and expose, we can see again that the short-term LUFS doesn't go above minus 8.9, which is great, exactly around the minus 9 short-term LUF target that we had set for ourselves. There's no peaking going on. The loudness range is 5.4, which is okay. Anything below 4 really has a dynamic issue. 8.7 DR, that's fine, that's nice and punchy. There's no phase issues, the left-right balance is all on point. This track is good to go.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to get more videos like this. And don't forget to grab the free trials of our plugins from the link in the description.